Hello everyone, welcome to today's showcase on Dark Souls 3. Probably wasn't expecting that, but yes, Season 2. What concentrate me going to next season? Well, I've completed the first playthrough on this character and jumped to the next one. Why? Because I didn't get every weapon I should have. Again, I wasn't expected to be doing the whole catalog. So yes, for the second playthrough, and all weapons will be treated as such. Though we'll pay attention to the same numbers though. So, for today's weapon, it's getting entirely up to an ending in order to get this weapon, hence why I didn't get it the first time around. I completed the game normally. So for this time, I did a bit different, and I got the Morion Blade. I think I pronounced that right. Morion Blade? I'm not sure, but it's a pretty nasty looking piece of work. The description of this weapon reads, a twisted sword resembling the towers of Londor's stable church, even though we'd never seen that. 8 branching blades and thorns induce bleeding. Turns ballistics weapon reveal agony of its owner. Heavy loss of HP boosts attack. Ooh. A curse most befitting of a deformed appearance. Pretty brutal there. The skill of this weapon is the plain sword stance. While in stance, use a normal attack to break a foe's guard from below, and a strong attack to slash upwards with a forward lunge. So yes, no new special, well, no special move for this one that's unique from others. It is used the plain old sword stance. Now going to visually, the weapon is quite different looking. But you see me pull up a different image and wondered, okay, what's that? That's the Morion Blade from Demon Souls. So yes, this is a reincarnation of this weapon, though not the correct one. Where the one in Demon Souls is a great sword, and this is a normal sword. And that one from Demon Souls is the boss weapon for Ascending. Ugh, I hated Ascending. But however, visually, well, no other sword could look like this at all. Except for maybe one, as I pull up an image of a sword breaker. A sword designed to break other swords in its teeth. A very uncommon weapon, very strange. But it's the closest thing I can come up with in terms of its shape. Otherwise, not really. Alright. With that out of the way, let's get on to stats of the Morion Blade. Physically, well, we got above average stats, which is pretty good actually. Got 131 to start off with, and the bonus, it's not bad. I got around 70 with my stats, and just because I'm going to second playthrough, I will not be increasing my strength or dexterity, intelligence, or faith. So don't worry about that, it's always the same damage going through. For additional effects, we got that bleed damage as I mentioned, 33 of that. The attribute bonus is 2Ds, 1 for strength, 1 for dexterity, and attribute requirements isn't high either, only 12 strength and 17 dexterity. Alright, then we got the stance of 17 and 20 for the light attack and the power attack. And the weight of the weapon is 4.0, which is pretty light, so overall looks like a pretty good blade. It would destroy enemies in the first playthrough, how will it in the second playthrough though? Now, moving on to animations. And it borrows everything from the longsword, well, straight sword, longsword set. Power attack is a jab and upwards thrust. I haven't actually covered a weapon that does these animations in a while. Two-handed basic is a very heavy lunge, upwards and downward lunges. And two-handed power attack is a very heavy side swiping. Very heavy. And for the basic rolling attack, a lighter roll is a quick jab. And the heavy rolling attack is pretty much a heavy lunge upwards. Using the weapon in the left hand really doesn't offer any new animations, so it's rather pointless, unless you want that, a special effect for it. Now, you got the stance, which that's the blade attack, and there's the heavy attack, which could break shields. And a quick swipe for sprinting. So overall, pretty basic animations, nothing new here. Moving on to upgrading this weapon, you'll need Twinkling Titanite, given its unique nature, well, its power-up, which we'll be testing later. So, if we only get around 4 to 5 upgrades, then you get a lot of damage per upgrade. Yeah, maybe not so much as other weapons, but you get quite a bit, and we can see the trio bonus for strength, what did go to C, so that's alright. And there's our final upgrade there. So quite a bit of damage, yeah. And given this weapon was increased with Twinkling Titanite, we cannot infuse with any other gems, however, which is unfortunate. Alright, let's move on to the performance. Now, I'm going to kill this guy normally. Let's see. So yeah, enemies are a lot more beefier and chunkier this time around. They didn't get much stronger in my opinion. They just got a lot more health. Alright, you can see 444, which is pretty good. It's pretty average for most weapons. Alright, knees down. Alright, let's get hurt a bit and see how much damage we need to take for that whole buff to kick in. Alright. Let's see. As much as let's speed this up a bit. There we go. Come on. Let's hurry this up, buddy. Come on. Okay, two of you are gonna poke me? Ooh, this is getting suggestive now. Oh, right there. Boom. You can see it right there. Let's see. 350 per attack. That isn't that much of a boost. I was only doing 290 against these guys normally. So around 60 damage. That's not much of a buff. Not enough to skirt this kind of damage. Like one more hit from one of these knights and I'm dead possibly. Yeah, let's not do that. Alright. Let's test the shield brig. Okay, that didn't quite work. Come on, buddy, use your shield. Okay, you didn't quite get through. There we go. And there's a critical attack. 575. Otherwise, pretty basic damage. Nothing really mind-blowing, and it's alright. It was alright. Moving on to the gargoyle, I plan to kill him as fast as possible. Let's see. Will it take very long in a second playthrough? I don't think so. Now, let's just start hacking away rapidly. I'm trying to kill him before he brings up his shield, because I doubt I can get through it, and there we go. Not very long at all. Alright, time for the Black Knight. Again, in second playthrough, these guys aren't really any tougher, just have a lot more health. Just gotta whack them more, that's all. But the burst damage values always remain the same. So again, these weapons are not unfairly tested compared to the others. Just gotta pay attention to their damage values, that's all. Now, this asshole doesn't want me to attack him from behind, clearly. They never do, but he's just being overly resistant to it. But we can see that this weapon actually, it works for second playthrough. Actually, it gets the job done. And 410, yep, pretty good damage overall. Alright, moving on to the pros and cons of the Morion Blade. On the pros, well, let's get that bleed damage added. It's also got that special effect, even though it's incredibly dangerous to use, of buffing your damage when you're incredibly hurt. And it's a fairly nimble blade, given its animation set. Give that said though, on cons, for the animations they are quite boring. I feel like there's a huge missed opportunity for this weapon. And I'd say that's, oh yes, and it cannot be infused given its twinkling titanite reinforcement. And those are two pretty much basic cons. Going on the score though for the Morion Blade, damage gets a 7 out of 10. It was good. It was average. Like, like consistently average. Which we pretty much expected though. But for reach, we give it a 5 out of 10. It was no longer than any longsword. Animation, I'm going to penalize it though with only 3 out of 10. Because it was a really missed opportunity, I think, with the animations. Come on, like this is a returning weapon, and poof, this is what treatment it gets. But whatever. Bonus gets a 6 out of 10. It was good. It was a good bonus. It was good. And miscellaneous, I give it a 5 out of 10 as well. Not very high. Because it may be a returning weapon, but it's a weapon that a lot of people don't recognize returning. And on top of that, that special effect, it's really dangerous to use. Unless you're the king of dodging or parrying, I don't think a lot of people will be using that effect. So in total, the Morion Blade gets 26 out of 50, which is good. Just barely. Just barely. But yeah, it's truly a shame for this weapon. Despite the effort you have to get it as well. You gotta be careful what you do in the game. So there you have it. A whole review on the new weapon in Season 2. There'll be more to come. I still have plenty of weapons left to cover. And not to mention the DLC will also be covered in this season as well. Which should be very soon, in a couple more days. Of course I'll have to power through it as quickly as possible to get my hands on those weapons, but we'll see about what happens. See what's inside. But that is Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there.